Have you ever opened an English textbook, memorized every rule, passed the quizzes, and still felt lost when someone actually speaks to you? That's because language isn't something you conquer with tests. It's something you live, feel, and discover moment by moment. One of the most powerful ways to truly connect with English is through storytelling. When you follow a story, you don't just learn words. You experience them. So if you're ready to learn with meaning, like this video, leave a comment and subscribe to NativeRoad. The streets of Bratislava were quiet that morning. The sky hung low, pale and wide, and the breeze carried a slight bite. Adam walked alone, hands deep in his coat pockets, camera swinging gently from his shoulder. He had no destination. That's how he liked to explore new cities, by getting a little lost, letting the streets guide him. He passed bakeries preparing for the day, buses sighing at corners, old men drinking coffee by foggy windows. Eventually, he reached an alley he hadn't noticed before. It was narrow and quiet, the kind of place most people passed without a glance. But something about it pulled him in. The walls were covered in layers of graffiti. Some pieces were bright and fresh. Others had faded under years of sun and rain. He stepped deeper into the alley, scanning each mural, faces, symbols, shapes that stretched and melted into one another. And then he stopped. At the far end of the wall was a face. It wasn't large, not the most colorful, not the most detailed. But it stopped him in his tracks. Because it looked exactly like him. Same eyes. Same slightly crooked nose. Same tired expression. Even the tiny scar above his eyebrow, perfectly placed. The kind of detail no stranger could guess. He stepped closer. His breath slowed. The wall was dry. The paint looked fresh. He had never been to Bratislava before. No one here knew him. And yet, his face was right there, staring back. He reached for his phone, took a photo, then looked around. The alley was empty. No footsteps. No cameras. Just stillness. He stood there for a long time. Not scared. Not confused. Just quiet. After a while, he walked back toward the main street. But he didn't feel like the same person who had entered the alley. Something had shifted. He felt seen, by someone, or something, or maybe just by himself. That night, in his hotel room, he stared at the photo again. Maybe it was coincidence. Maybe it wasn't him. But deep down, he knew what he had seen. Some places don't just show you the world. They show you yourself. In today's story, we used expressions like stopped in his tracks, pulled him in, getting a little lost, and something had shifted. You also saw how past simple and past perfect help shape time clearly, especially when something unusual happens. We upload stories like this every day to help you learn English through emotion, not effort. So like this video, subscribe to NativeRoad, and tell us in the comments, have you ever seen something that felt like it was meant only for you? See you in the next video.